Hi everyone, Kate here and welcome to my channel Ilongga Yogi. For this video, I'm gonna take you with me on my trip to Hawaii as I share what I learned during this trip. But before that, it would help me a lot if you could subscribe to my channel, click the bell to turn on post notifications, and like this video if you enjoyed it. So, during this vacation, and actually until today, I've been reading the book A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I first heard it on Oprah's podcast. I learned something new about myself and about life with every page, like as in. And it's like I just want to swallow this whole book just so every single word registers in my brain and I remember it forever. But one of the things it has taught me, especially during this trip, was the role that my ego plays in relationships. And I know that's a little bit deep, but just keep listening, keep watching, okay? Not all my relationships are perfect, and I'm sure you can relate to that. They've all been a work in progress for me, and I've really struggled in the past and have always preferred to be on my own because of the many times I've sabotaged friendships, neglected family, and have been hurt or disappointed in relationships too. And through my mindfulness practice, I have slowly worked on that, worked on taking care of healthy relationships in my life and working through difficult ones, whether it's working on letting them go slowly or working on fixing them. And I know a lot of baggage, past hurt, past disappointments, letdowns, they can all affect how I interact with those around me. But when I don't have the option of letting go of those whom I felt have wronged me in the past, it gets really tricky to learn to forgive and to see past those hurts. I find it so hard to choose patience and understanding and kindness when you're so angry and frustrated, when you feel unheard or betrayed. There are times when relationships in my life have felt so impossible to mend that it just feels easier to give up and just burn bridges, which I have done so many times in the past. But this trip taught me that maybe some relationships really cannot be changed and are meant to be the way they are for now, especially when it feels more exhausting to fix something that feels so broken. And maybe it's just better to let go and embrace the way it is, especially when it's the kind of relationship you can't just cut off. Allow time to let it heal by itself and trust that everything will just fall into place seemed like a more rational way of thinking, especially after this trip. It gave me a little bit of a taste of what unconditional love really means. Before I know what unconditional love means and what it should be, but I never actually experienced it with someone who is so difficult to love, let's say. And I think that's the real challenge. How can you actually practice unconditional love or find unconditional love when someone is so hard to love? Back then, during this trip, because this has already been a few months, I couldn't understand why certain things had to be the way they are. But now I look back and I realize that relationships like this are probably teaching me how to love more, how to forgive more, and how to accept more. I specifically remember on the plane ride questioning why does it have to be this way? Why can't it just be different? And what is the purpose of this? I don't understand why it has to be this way. And just as I was writing this, typing my little script, this dawned on me that that's the reason why, it's teaching me how to love, how to be more patient, how to be more understanding, how to choose kindness when it's so hard to choose kindness or love. I've always believed that whatever it is that you are trying to work on or whatever your weakness is, that's exactly what the universe will throw at you. So let's say for me, if it's hard for me to work on relationships, if it's hard for me to find healthy relationships and to take care of the relationships I have, then the universe will give me the most difficult relationships you can ever imagine just to teach me exactly how to forgive more, love more, and accept more. I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like that before, but I've noticed that most of the things that I've learned, the lessons that I've learned along the way in the past few years, have exactly followed that pattern. And so this video is a reflection of what I have accomplished and what I have learned throughout the 1.5 months that I was in the US and was traveling around and away from what was comfortable to me. So basically, that's what I learned on this trip. I know that it's probably a lot to learn over vacation. So I hope you enjoyed this video somehow, and I hope that you learned something new that you can use in your own life. Thank you so much for watching. And now my question for you is just something simple, but have you read any of Eckhart Tolle's books? I highly recommend A New Earth to those who have never ever read Eckhart Tolle's books before, and it will really truly change your life. For me, it already has, and it continues to. And before you go, please subscribe to my channel, like this video if you learned something new here, and follow me on Instagram, Ilongga Yogi. I hope to see you on my next video. Thank you again. Bye!
Down at Source Machine, down below Mahana Bay. Oh, we're going to a hooky lao, a hooky lao.